Hey y'all, it's me Genevieve, Blazing Space Constellations on LSD. Thanks for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else and you decided to be here with me. So I always want to show gratitude, always want to show appreciation, always want to let you guys know that I'm so grateful that you're rocking out here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now today I want to talk about pregnancy, fertility, child like conception, childbearing, those types of themes. Because I always get this question where it's like, Umi, when am I going to have a baby? Now I don't pinpoint exact days. I give you portals. I give you periods where you're in your most fertile. Now, how do we look at that? We look at your progress charts. You're going to open up your progress chart. You're going to look at your progress moon and see if the moon is in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Because during that time, that's when you're most invested, committed, aware of this space. You're going to be scheduling your doctor visits around this time, your OBGYN. You're going to be checking your hormonal levels at this time. You're going to be trying to work on your nutrition at this time and like get your weight together. You're going to be strategizing conception, fertility, all those themes around this time. You're going to be in the mindset. You're also going to be in a lover boy, lover girl energy at this time. And if you know any fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, or those, especially those who have it on their moon, there is just always a conversation about their love life and their hormonal levels, their weight in this lifetime. So this is going to be that. This is going to be a space that you look at. Also with these upcoming transits, Chiron in Taurus, North Node in Aquarius, Jupiter in Leo, all happening towards June and on, we're going to see a burst of love is in the air, marriages, pregnancy announcements around this time. Also, you're going to be seeing people talking about, just if they want children or not, and just the theme around if we should bring more children into this world. You should already be seeing that picking up. I feel like that was a big theme for even Aquarius season, a fixed season, just conversations. I'm going to see people trying to freeze their eggs, trying to, more conversation about IVF, just more procedures around, how to have a child, how to conceive. You're going to see more of those conversations boom. Also with Chiron being in Taurus, you're going to see a lot of talks around like hormonal health, like all the GLP stuff, treatments, things to really get you PCOS themes, all those reproductive themes you're going to see coming up. Like talks about thyroid, things like that, and how to work towards that, right? All endocrine energy you're going to see. Chiron and Taurus opens up that conversation. And also Jupiter being in Leo. Jupiter being in Leo is a lover boy, lover girl placement. And if you do have Jupiter in a fixed sign, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, where you've been thinking about your love life this upcoming year, where you really want to meet someone and connect with someone in a deeper way. So we're in a time period, even transit wise, where a lot of you are going to be talking about, love affairs, connections, and baby making. And if you have a fixed moon, naturally you are in this period. So as well. So all of these transits are going to aspect you. So if you have a moon natally in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, where is this also a conversation in your life when it comes to family building, when it comes to love and connection with someone, and why are you getting these things in order yourself? Your doctor visits, your hormonal levels, checking with your nutrition, strategizing, just like preparing for a baby. If you want a baby, those conversations. So if you have it natally, you're in the game. And if you have it in progression, you're in the game. So looking at those things as well. Also, if you have a moon in fixed, you are always, if you have a moon in fixed and you have fixed dominance, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, you are always asking yourself these questions around children. If you want to meet some people that really have a close connection with kids, even if it's not their kids, spoil the hell out of kids, fixed moons, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. They just love kitties. They could even work in areas like childcare. They can be the best aunties and uncles, godparents. That's why this fixed energy is just the starting point. Now that we know how to look for the portal, that doesn't mean you always procreate during that portal. So you have to look at your natal moon. Maybe your natal moon is in cardinal. Maybe your natal moon is in mutable. So you have to know like what your moon and how your lineage, the women in your lineage have procreated, and how that energy usually comes to them. Because you'll start the process and come into more of like the preparation when the moon in progressed is in fixed. But you can still have the child Like, let's say you have a late degree, like it's a late progressed degree moon, late moon, progressed degree moon, and you're about to move into a mutable sign soon. What the circumstances will be for you. So look at your natal moon and see how you even were created, how you came about in this world, and how you're likely to take on conception, take on creating a child. So example, if you have a fixed moon, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, you are the most intentional in having children. It may not look like that to other people, because other people may be like, especially, I mean, other modalities, they might be like, you know, you just having babies, you just popping out babies. Like, where do you plan it out? Fixed moons have such a, and fixed dominance and fixed moons, so Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, they have such a connection with their sacral chakra, with their root chakra, that to them, it's like, when I'm ready, I'm ready. So they're very intentional in parenthood. They plan through their bodies. They focus on also resources. So fixed moons. Now, even though fixed moons are intentional, that doesn't always mean that they can procreate easily. Remember, their sacral chakra, their hormonal level is very like sensitive. Like fixed moons can be known to, like Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, have hormonal imbalances, heavy cycles, go through like traumas and triggers down there. So many of them, this is just a conversation for them in this life. Like, how am I going to carry? Whereas other modalities can, this might not be a priority for them. Fixed moons, fixed placements, they think about this. Do I want children or not? When am I going to have children or not? Like, these conversations are dominant for them. Do I want marriage? Do I want a partner? Do I want to commit in this way? Fixed signs are the lover boys, the lover girls. And even when they don't decide to have children, they are still in areas where they can be doulas, go into midwifery, things like that, work in childcare, just go into spaces where they still connect childhood therapies, things like that, guidance counseling, things like that. So fixed moons. Now, mutable energy. If your moon is immutable, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, you have surprise babies. You're a surprise baby. So many times mutable moons, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, they can have like be a little wary about having children because they're like, I don't want to make the same mistakes my parents did. I'm still moving around. I don't want to take the child on the road. There's anxiousness around it. So they're usually going to have children where it's life more happens to them. Even if they're not prepared at the time, even if it comes out of the blue, it's a spontaneous event when the moon is immutable. Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. So when you see these people have like a lot of kids, they could have had them all in ways where it's like it wasn't really planned out. And it could come from like young loves, while in school love, while at work, on the road travel, long distance love, things like that. Some of them could even feel like they didn't even know they were pregnant. So just know that if you have a moon immutable, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and you want to know where your next fertility, having children period, look in your progress chart to see if your moon is in fixed to prepare that. But know that innately you are very anxious about motherhood, parenthood, and you may feel like, I don't want to make that mistake. And you more so have to have it in a way where it's like a miracle, because there's just always this anxiety. So mutable moon, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. From my last video. So now let's say your moon, so we did fixed and we did mutable. Now let's say your moon is in cardinal, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. You have children after you've hit a milestone. After you graduated from college, got a degree, after you've bought a house, you got married, like you need to hit a milestone in your life. And this is also for cardinals, dominance, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn as well. So your moon, and also if you have dominance like stelliums, you're someone that is going to have kids after you've hit a time, like a milestone in your life. You need to make sure that your ambitions are in check, that you can balance out work and family. Because if not, you may wait a long time when you're cardinal. These are people that are also like, I have to get married. I have to go through the steps of life before I just pop out somebody's baby. So that's Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. These are people that have to really be like successful, because they could be someone that, or really have their ambitions ordered, because they could be someone that right after they have their baby, they're going back to work. Or when they have their baby, they can retire. Things like that. So that's why with these people, they are very strategizing, organized, and want to be responsible when they have children. And sometimes they can find that they wait a little too long. And they may also find that they may have children also early in their life, and it can come in a mutable way. And then once they have it early in their life, they decide to realize, you know what, I'm done having kids. Let me get back to my career. So going back to fixed signs and fixed dominance, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. These are the baby mamas. These are the baby daddies. These are the surrogate guardians. These are the energies that are always connected to, you know, when are they going to have children. They may not always care about if they're going to be good parents or not, or if they have their ambitions in order, because they're in the mood, they're in love, they love kids, they want to procreate, they're creatives. So your sacral chakra is a huge creative center. So they're just going to create, they're just going to procreate. So like women who are like, I don't know, like when they're dating men, they're like, this guy just changed up on me, but he wanted the baby so bad. Check to see if he's fixed. Because fixed placements in men, they're like, I want that baby. Don't know if they have a job or not. Don't know what's going on next in their life, but they're just happy they have a mini-me. Fixed energy. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Mutable placements, they have babies in ways where it's like, it almost didn't happen. Maybe it should have never happened. I was young, I was displaced, I wasn't mentally ready, I was just in some energy where even after I had the baby, a lot of things changed in my life. And that baby had to even endure, you know, being on the road with me in this way, being adaptable and flexible in this way. And that could freak them out. And they also come from that. And if they're cardinal, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, these are people that have to be strategic. They also are connected to their ambitions. So these are workaholics. These are energies that are like, okay, if I'm going to have a child and I also want to have a life, a career outside of the home, like a life outside of the home, how do I work this out? So I better get all the stuff that I need to do in my youth, all the stuff that I need to get done in the world, and then I can have kids. Because these placements, if they have kids before they've gotten their ambitions together, their children can feel like my parents always worked. My parents was always on this hustle mode. They didn't really have time for me. And these are also kids who can feel like they grow up with their parents. They watch their parents come into like certain accolades as well, because their parents are trying to balance out career, ambitions, and raising a family. So that's why these placements try to do it before. So cardinal energy. So check to see where your natal moon is. How did you come into this world, and how have you seen that you procreate? And how do you feel like if you didn't procreate in the energy that's aligned with your moon, where you're now realizing that now as you raise your kids, if you are looking to have children and start that process, check to see your progressed moon and see when it's going to be in a fixed sign. And that will give you your timeline to when you can start looking towards for that. And also know that this summer, starting June, we're going to have a big fertile burst conversations around marriage, children, just that overall theme. And if you are fixed, and if you have fixed North Nodes, fixed Chirons, fixed Jupiters, where are you talking about these conversations as well? Marriage, children, just getting your sacral chakra, your nutritional, your energy together to prepare your body for this. Or maybe you even want to start creating certain spaces for kids, for the youth, because you're going to be connected to it in some kind of way. Either you're procreating or you are creating spaces for the children. So love is love. Always grateful for each and every one of you. I'll see y'all later.